Hello, I'm Melissa Hekalea and you're watching TVB News. It's Boxing Day today, and for some people, December 26th is a holiday for the first time. The government had earlier announced that Boxing Day will be a statutory holiday in Hong Kong starting in 2024. Anip reports.
For foreign domestic helpers, this holiday means that they have an additional day off without reduction on wages.
It's good for us because it's additional to our rest day. We have a lot of works at home and then I think it's need more rest.
Including Boxing Day, there is a total of 14 statutory holidays in Hong Kong. Another helper said she feels this number is adequate and that she doesn't mind working on holidays if her employer asked her.
More than enough for me. It's actually every Sunday is okay already. Another extra is more better. And as for me, because my employer are very good people, they are kind, it's okay. Pay or not.
The Legislative Council had earlier approved an increase in statutory holidays to 17 days by 2030. Beginning in 2022, one statutory holiday would be added to the calendar every 2 years, with Easter Monday the next in line. Lawmaker Lam Chun Sing said that the new holidays will not result in more expenses for employers. He said the reality is that granting an additional day off does not incur extra costs, as the additional workload would not warrant for another worker to be hired. Lam added that both blue-collar and white-collar workers should have access to equal rights as an employee. The foreign domestic helpers said they are delighted by the addition of a new statutory holiday, adding it is good to be able to rest for one more day amidst their busy daily schedule. TVB News.
At least 10 people have been injured in a collision between two minibuses at a roundabout in Tai Wai in Sha Tin. One minibus crashed onto the roundabout while the windshield of the other car shattered. A road sign was mangled by the crash, and some injured individuals were able to board ambulances on their own. The accident happened at the roundabout of Che Kung Temple Road and Mei Tin Road in Tai Wai. Police received reports of the incident around 4:30 p.m. today, and smoke was reportedly spewing from one minibus, with the driver unable to exit the vehicle. 5 men and 5 women suffered light injuries and were sent to the Prince of Wales Hospital for treatment. China Eastern Airlines will launch a flight service using the C919 aircraft between Shanghai and Hong Kong at the beginning of January. This will be the first cross-border commercial flight for China's homegrown aircraft. Starting on January 1st, 2025, China Eastern Airlines will use the C919 aircraft for flights MU721 and MU722, traveling between Shanghai and Hong Kong. China Eastern Airlines is the first company to use the C919, and Hong Kong is the 9th city to welcome regular flights using the Chinese-made airplane. Hundreds of thousands of people have been leaving the city during the Christmas holidays. The Immigration Department said nearly 700,000 people departed Hong Kong on Christmas Day. Mo Singai reports.
The Christmas holidays is a popular time to travel for many residents. Together with the 2 Christmas-related public holidays, residents can go on a 9-day break if they request 3 days off in between weekends. The Immigration Department said more than 690,000 people had left the city on Wednesday, with over 82% of them being locals. Nearly 140,000 travelers departed via the Luohu port, while more than 130,000 people left through the Lok Ma Chau control point. More than 70,000 people flew to destinations abroad via the airport. Between last Saturday and Wednesday, an average of about 600,000 travelers left Hong Kong every day. In terms of arrivals, about 470,000 people arrived in the city on Christmas Day. Almost 80,000 of them came from mainland. Hong Kong General Chamber of Pharmacy said more mainlanders shopped at pharmacies because of the resumption of Shenzhen's multi-entry visa policy. A restaurant in Tsim Sha Tsui said customer numbers and revenue increased by 2 to 3% compared with last year. In the past 2 days, 2 winter harbourfront pyrotechnic shows were displayed in the sky over West Kowloon. Authorities of the West Kowloon Cultural District said more than 150,000 visitors were in the area on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. A final one will be held at 8 p.m. tonight. Memos 9, TVB News.
Police have launched an investigation into animal cruelty after 2 dogs were found dead on the rooftop of Lai Kok Shopping Center in Cheung Sha Wan. Representatives from the Society for the Protection of Animals were sent to remove the bodies from the site. The dogs were identified as female mixed-breed puppies, around 1 to 2 months old. Police arrived at the scene after receiving reports at around 9:30 a.m. and confirmed that the dogs were deceased. The case has been classified as animal cruelty. Welcome back. December 26th marks 20 years since the Indian Ocean tsunami killed hundreds of thousands of people in multiple countries. In southern Thailand, survivors and relatives held ceremonies to mark the 20th anniversary. Mourners gathered at a memorial ceremony in Ban Nam Kem today, a small fishing village in Phang Nga province in Thailand. The tsunami killed more than 8,000 people in Thailand, including many who remain missing, leaving a deep scar on the nation's history. Nearly 400 bodies remain unclaimed. Mourners shed tears and comforted each other as they laid flowers at the village's tsunami memorial. Around 300 people joined a modest ceremony with Muslim, Christian, and Buddhist prayers. A powerful 9.1 magnitude earthquake off the coast of the Indonesian island of Sumatra on December 26, 2004, triggered a tsunami that killed around 230,000 people across a dozen countries, reaching as far as East Africa. Saudi Arabia is taking vigorous steps towards reform, and multiple Hong Kong firms are drawn to tap into this emerging market. Some local businesses are optimistic about the large growth potential of the economy, while also reminding investors not to rush in. The Hong Kong SAR government is considering setting up an economic and trade office in Saudi Arabia in an effort to forge deeper understanding and ties. Danny Zhou reports.
This biotech startup from Hong Kong entered Saudi Arabia in 2022. Collaborating with the state-owned Saudi Aramco, one of the world's largest oil producers, the firm aims to explore more energy-efficient ways of oil extraction via artificial intelligence and chemical technologies. It also ventures into the development of sustainable energy. The manager said they were favored by Saudi Aramco because of the company's Hong Kong advantages, including its Chinese background and international connections.
If you are really good at what you are doing, they will work with you and they will like you, regardless of where you come from. You can come from a different planet.
He added that Saudi Arabia is eager to attract global talent and enterprises. The country has launched Saudi Vision 2030, an ambitious program aiming to diversify its economy away from dependency on oil. In the capital city Riyadh, an asset management company has assisted some 20 Chinese businesses from various sectors to expand their markets in the past 7 years. The company said the youthful population and considerable spending power here indicates Saudi Arabia, the largest economy in the Middle East, still has great economic potential. Its managing partner noted the entrepreneurial spirit reminded him of China's reform and opening up. However, some business organizations have noticed the profiteering mindset, with many Chinese investors eager to earn a quick buck. Mr. Ma, deputy chair of the Chinese Business Club in Saudi, pointed to Saudi Arabia's intense scrutiny of investments. He noted that such practices as giving money to ask for favors are illegal and strictly prohibited. Investors ought to conduct market research properly, he said, adding it's a good idea to choose Saudi locals as business partners. Danny Zhou, TVB News.
On Christmas Day, Pope Francis urged people from all nations to find courage to silence the sounds of arms this year and overcome divisions plaguing the world. Tracy Furness has more.
In the Pope's Urbi et Orbe for the city and for the world address this Christmas, the pontiff urged all people of all nations to find courage to silence the sounds of arms and overcome divisions plaguing the world. But as the war rages on in the Donetsk region of Ukraine, military chaplains bring Christmas to those personnel serving on the front line in the war against Russia. Carrying a Ukrainian Christmas octagon star to bring a familiar tradition to the soldiers. This military chaplain says we can't be with our families right now. That's why we're united by our military family. And now our hearts beat in unison, glorifying God. This Ukrainian soldier on the front line said he has hopes in his president. I will believe he will come to an agreement. I believe in him, he said. Meanwhile, in the Mawasi camp in the Gaza Strip, Palestinian Christians displaced by war reflect on Christmas. This elderly Palestinian couple missed the chance to mark Christmas in Bethlehem, saying the war separated them from their family and friends. On days like these, I would be with my children in Bethlehem and with my grandchildren. We have been deprived of this. For 2 years, I have not seen my grandchildren and children, he said. And in the UK, King Charles III used his annual Christmas message to hail the selflessness of those who have cared for him and the Princess of Wales this year, after both were diagnosed with cancer. The broadcast came several hours after the monarch waved to a large crowd of onlookers who traditionally gathered to see the royal family attend Christmas Day services at a church on the Sandringham estate, which has served as a family retreat for generations. Tracy Furness, TVB News.
Here at home, revelers will be able to watch the last Victoria Harbour Christmas fireworks performance at 8 p.m. at the West Kowloon Cultural District. The district provides an assortment of festive facilities such as Christmas markets and a giant Christmas tree. Timothy Lee tells us more.
The West K Christmas Fest remains packed on Boxing Day, with live music and a joyful atmosphere continuing to draw crowds. Many people arrived earlier to set up tents, hoping to catch the perfect view of tonight's fireworks display. Meanwhile, some stalls at the Christmas market noted their optimism for business this holiday season.
I think it's a very iconic landmark in Hong Kong, West Kowloon, so we hope to bring more westernized offerings to the market and also showcase more about the Swedish culture to the Hong Kong. Last year, the business was quite good, and this year we are expecting similar traffic.
Some visitors also shared their thoughts on what the Christmas market had to offer.
I'm actually pretty surprised by the turnout. There's a lot of people here, which is nice for the atmosphere for Christmas and the holidays.
And the Christmas market is cool, really fun, good beer. The weather plays a part, I would say. The fact that it's quite cold, it can be snowy in Switzerland as well. That gives this Christmas spirit, and here, okay, you might not find that.
Residents and tourists continue to arrive in droves to the West K Christmas Fest in the first afternoon after Christmas Day. Some revelers said they found the atmosphere a lot more festive compared with last year and noted an increase in people flow. Timothy Lee, TVB News.
For those with fur babies, the Kai Tak Care team today arranged a bus ride to Stanley for residents and their pets. At around 10 a.m. this morning, about 50 residents and 20 dogs boarded a bus in Kai Tak. Some dogs were dressed up. This Christmas tree dog appeared to be excited. What did the owners think of the bus ride?
It's really special, especially at Christmas time, to be able to do things with your family members, which are doggies. It's very difficult to get around Hong Kong, and you want to take your pets with you because they're part of the family.
A former Kuomintang chairman Ma Ying-jeou is back in Taiwan after wrapping a 9-day trip to the mainland, his third in 2 years. During his tour, Ma expressed hope for improved cross-strait relations. Ma, leading a youth Taiwan delegation, yesterday visited a panda research center in Sichuan province. After snapping a photo with the national treasures, Ma chatted with experts who escorted pandas Tuan Tuan and Yuan Yuan to Taiwan in 2008. Ma underscored the panda symbolic connection between the two sides and said he hopes to see more of them coming to Taiwan in the future. He also explored the Dujiangyan irrigation project and appreciated the traditional face-changing performance of Sichuan opera. Ma's mainland visit spanned from December 18th to 26th. That's the news. Thanks for watching. Happy Boxing Day, and see you tomorrow.